Eagles fans around the world, we welcome you to Eagles Training Camp 2020, presented by Independence Blue Cross. What an exciting time here. We're in South Philadelphia. I'm Eagles insider Dave Spadaro, joined by Fran Duffy. And Fran, we've got some Eagles football finally on the field. First day of pads, full team workouts, and I'm excited. We're all excited.
5 months and 4 days since the office closed. Not that anyone's counting, but it's a day that I've been looking forward to for months. I'm just so excited. The Eagles are back in pads. We're back here in the studio. We're back at the NovaCare Complex on a full-time basis. Really, really exciting.
And we see head coach Doug Peterson talking with tight ends coach Justin Peel. And head coach Doug Peterson in his 5th year with the Philadelphia Eagles, of course, 2 NFC East championships, a Super Bowl championship, and universally recognized as one of the great coaches in the National Football League. Now let's get you caught up as we look at Zach Ertz and that hairdo. That is quite a hairdo there from Zach Ertz. Today we're going to focus on some of the new additions to the football team. Of course, the NovaCare Complex under strict protocol here for the last while the Eagles reported to training camp. Masks are mandatory in the building. On the field, you will notice that the coaching staff wearing masks, the players not wearing masks, of course, and none of them have chosen to wear that lower mask that Oakley put out, Fran, that kind of limits the amount of spittle that comes out of the mouth. So that is something to watch. There are no fans permitted at practice. There are limited numbers of media permitted at these practices. The footballs will be sanitized post-practice. Everybody we're using the individual water bottle, the single-use towels. And Fran, we see Carson Wentz, who is all muscled up here after leaning out last year. He looks fantastic.
Yeah, looks bigger, looks stronger. Obviously a big offseason for Carson, welcoming a new addition to his family. But he's one of those guys that's got to be so excited to be taking the field, putting the pads back on, as he's really taken an expanded leadership role here for this Eagles team.
Eagles fans, if you want to check out the individual feeds, please do so on our mobile app. So that's something to look forward to. Now, one of our new players here, Will Parks, Philadelphia native. We call him a safety. Not sure that's accurate. After 4 seasons in Denver, the Eagles signing him to a 1-year deal in free agency. And Fran, he's one of those positionless players that Jim Schwartz is going to employ in this defense.
Yeah, a positionless player is that term that's been one of the buzzwords of the NFL over the last year and a half. And really, Will Parks kind of fits the term to a T. And what is a positionless player? It's a guy that can, on defense, do a number of different things for you. We've heard the term like Swiss Army knife and things like that in the past, where you can line up in the box and play the run, you can line up in the slot, you can line up deep, you can play over a tight end, a man-to-man, you can blitz. All those different things, all those different tools are in the toolbox for Will Parks, and it's something we talked about when I did my film room breakdown of him. You could find on the Eagles YouTube page back over in the summer. Will Parks, really fun player to watch, a Philly kid coming home. It's a great story.
It sure is. Germantown High School, he played cornerback, wide receiver, running back, kick returner there. First team All-Southeastern Pennsylvania as a senior. Went to the University of Arizona, 4 years with the Denver Broncos. Key contributor there, although he didn't start a whole lot, 15 starts in the last 3 seasons. 50% of the snaps in each of his years, and just that versatility is something that we're going to see. Now, Will Parks is at this point, and we look at the special teams work that we see Corey Clement and we see all these guys working out here. Will Parks competing with Jalen Mills, who's moved from cornerback to safety. But I get the sense that there's going to be a lot of interchangeable pieces that Jim wants to work in here. Fran, I mean, that's one of the questions. I have fans who might have questions on Facebook Live. Please shoot them Fran's way, and we'll answer them here during our broadcast. We're going to be here for about 20 minutes today. We're going to be here every morning this week, and each day we're going to give you a different portion of the football team. And today we are focusing on some new players. One of those new players is cornerback Nickell, Roby, Coleman, another free agent addition. And what a really interesting guy here. He's been in the league long enough. I mean, he's been in the league since 2013. Underrated player, Fran. But last year with the Los Angeles Rams, rated one of the best cornerbacks in the National Football League.
Yeah, and a guy that specializes in playing in the slot, staying true to his name. Nikhil Roby Coleman out of USC in 2013. I kind of projected him to be one of the better slot corners in the league, the guy that would be able to fit in on the inside. And when you're looking for those kind of guys, Dave, there's a certain amount of traits that you're looking for. You're looking for competitive toughness because you're playing close to the ball. You have to be able to defend the run. You've got to be a good blitzer. You've got to be able to match up man-to-man coverage because you've got receivers that have a two-way go on you. Nickell Roby Coleman, he checks all of those boxes, and he's turned into one of the best slot corners in the league. Really under-the-radar signing for this Eagles defense for sure.
Rated the 19th best cornerback in the NFL by Pro Football Focus last year. 708 snaps with the Rams, and average passer rating of just 80.1 when targeted. 13th best in the NFL. So he and Crevon LeBlanc will compete for playing time at that nickel cornerback position, which is really a starting job in the NFL. Yep. You play more than 50-60% of the snaps with offenses lining up 3 wide receivers and spreading the field on you. Roby Coleman, 5'8" tall, not a big guy, 5'8". Really, really love this kid. I think he's got a great personality, a lot of personality added to the Eagles locker room, Fran.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I can't wait to start looking at these guys on the field. After we finish this, we're going to go down there on the field, and I can't wait to break it down later on the Eagle Eye in the Sky podcast. We're going to be doing daily practice recaps on the Eagle Eye in the Sky podcast, fueled by Gatorade, so you can check that out wherever podcasts can be found.
And here we go, number 18, number 1 draft pick, wide receiver Jalen Rager from TCU, 5'11", 197, Sports Illustrated All-American as an all-purpose player last season. And again, we're watching them in special teams duty, so it looks like he's returning punts here. And I guess there's a possibility that Rager could be the punt returner, although he's got to be more consistent than that. But a young man who didn't have the benefit here, Fran, of spring practices, didn't have the benefit of all of those OTAs, is cramming to make a contribution in his rookie season. Can that be done?
Yeah, I think absolutely. And I think really this is why we wanted to start with the newcomers here in this segment because, you know, around the NFL, all 32 teams dealing with the same thing with their rookies, their top picks, their free agent additions. How are they going to become acclimated to their new scheme, to their new situation, to their new team that they're on? Jalen Reagor, one of many guys in the NFL that are looking to do that. And when you have a versatile skill set like he has, the ability to do a number of different things on offense and on special teams, that only can help you, especially with this season under COVID-19.
Make sure to check out our draft diary presented by Verizon, featuring Jalen Rager and the rest of the 2020 draft class for an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at the 2020 draft process on the official Eagles social media channels. Looking forward to seeing Jalen Rager.
Yeah.
Also looking forward to seeing on defense Eagles' 3rd-round draft pick, Davion Taylor from the University of Colorado. Interesting background, great athlete, but because of his religious upbringing, did not play high school football. Just 1 game in his high school career, prohibited from playing from sundown Friday to Sunday morning. So that, of course, takes away your high school career. Fran, he's got a lot of ground to make up, but he certainly was a productive player at Colorado.
He was an explosive, powerful athlete, can make plays sideline to sideline. I talked with his former head coach, Mel Tucker, who's now at Michigan State. I talked with his defensive coordinator, who's still at Colorado. Both those guys just talked about his work ethic and his hunger to be great, to be, you know, a top NFL draft pick. When they first got there on campus, he went into the rooms one-on-one and was just an immediate part of that team, a guy that I'm really excited to see develop over the next couple of years.
If you are just joining us, welcome to Eagles Training Camp 2020, presented by Independence Blue Cross. We're at the NovaCare Complex, and we're going to come your way every morning as we focus on different parts of this Eagles team. I'm insider Dave Spadaro, along with Fran Duffy. And I want to give you an idea of who's not practicing today, because this is important. Right guard Jason Peters is day-to-day with a lower body injury. Wide receiver J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, lower body injury day-to-day. Derek Barnett, lower body injury, defensive end, is listed as week to week. Free agent signing defensive tackle Javon Hargrave, upper body injury. He is out for multiple weeks. Linebacker Duke Riley out with an illness. So the purpose here is to get everybody ready for the regular season. You can see Jason Peters there, who is making that very difficult transition from the left tackle position to the right guard position. And we take a look here, Fran, at the offense. There's the huddle. Jalen Rager, #1 draft pick, lining up with the starters at wide receiver. Greg Ward, the slot. Deshaun Jackson is also one of the starters. The single back is Miles Sanders. So we see Jalen Reagor lining out wide, left side of the formation. This is a takeoff drill. This is offense only. So, we just get a little sense of what Jalen Rager is all about.
Yeah, and Greg Ward, the third receiver there, lining up inside Deshaun Jackson. So just getting a sense of the Eagles' top 3 receivers here coming into the first day of padded practice.
And I guess that's no surprise. We heard Doug Peterson this morning say that Alshon Jeffrey is right where the Eagles want him to be. He's only going to take a little bit of training camp to get ramped up and ready to go for the opener against the Washington football team on September 13th. But Rager, the son of Monte, who played in Philadelphia in 2006, had a long and very successful Super Bowl championship career. And there you go. That is our coverage for today. We will make sure you are with us the rest of the day and the evening and throughout the week as we give you full coverage of Eagles training camp. A little glimpse as we open the curtain here at the NovaCare Complex. I'm Dave Spadaro for Fran Duffy. We thank you for joining us on this Monday morning. Everyone, have yourselves a great Eagles day, and fly, Eagles, fly.